If you're gaining followers but you're not booking sales calls, then you're making a crucial mistake and you probably don't even realize it. Most people just assume that if they're gaining followers and they're posting content, then eventually they're going to get inquiries and they're going to get people messaging them asking for information on their service. Unfortunately, this isn't the case. The truth is, followers do not automatically turn into sales without any work from you, in terms of actually messaging them, that is. If you're actually waiting for people to just DM you first and for them to get further enough down the cycle of content that you put out for them to show interest, then you are literally leaving money right on the table. In this video, I'm going to reveal the reason why your followers are not booking sales calls and the simple fix that can change everything for you. But before we go through the missing step to turn followers into paying clients, I want to firstly go through the hidden problem with solely relying on gaining more followers just to make sales. Here's the biggest misconception that people have. They think that more followers equals more sales over time. But you've probably noticed that your audience is growing every single day, but your calendar isn't growing to the same pace. That is because there is a missing piece between someone following you and taking action and booking a sales call with you. The reality is that people don't just book a call with you because they follow you, they see your content and they think, this looks interesting. That's not a strong enough of a reason. But what's actually stopping them? There are two key reasons why most people's followers do not take action and book a sales call. But before I reveal what they are, let me ask you this. When was the last time that you personally reached out to a follower and got a response? If you're using a script, then it's probably not that frequent. If you cannot get new conversations going with your followers and get the conversation flowing, then you do not have a leads issue. You, my friend, have a skill issue when it comes to conversion. Okay, so now that we've got that addressed, I want to address something else. Most people assume, like I've said multiple times, that people will follow them and just reach out when they are ready for help and when they've seen enough content to know that you can help. But again, let me ask you a question. How many times have you followed someone because their content is helpful, but never actually message them? That is exactly what's happening in your audience right now. People naturally follow you because they're interested, but being interested does not lead to them taking action. So what is the solution? Well, the solution is very simple, but most people are just afraid to do it, or they do not have the necessary skill set to do it. If you want to consistently turn new followers into new sales calls, there is one step that you can take that will change everything. And it's something that high-level coaches and their sales teams do without fail, but most people overlook it, unfortunately. And this step is the difference between getting a bunch of new followers that never buy and turning your audience into an endless stream of booked sales calls. Well, what is this step? Before I tell you the step, we need to actually break down why most people are stuck, because if we don't break this down, the step is not going to mean anything. Because if you do not fix the mistakes first, no matter how many followers you get or how many messages you send, you are going to stay stuck in not being able to turn your followers into booked calls onto your calendar. Okay, so let's talk about why your followers are not converting in the first place. Now, content is obviously great for attracting attention and creating interest, but it's not necessarily great for creating sales directly. If you've ever sat there and wondered, okay, why is my content getting engagement but not getting booked calls? Then this is why. Your content might be doing a fantastic job at warming people up and making people trust you, but you're not taking action on that. And ultimately, if you're not taking action on it, then your prospects are just stuck in warming up mode. Here's the thing. If someone has been following you for months, engaging in all of your content, but they've never taken the step, it's not their fault. It's actually yours. Most people, they spend endless amounts of time chasing cold leads when they've got the warmest leads right in front of them, ready to talk to them, but they just do not have a clue how to do it. Your new followers and your already existing followers are some of the easiest people for you to convert, but only if you know how to engage with them in the right way. And if you're not talking to these people or you're neglecting these people for colder leads, then you are missing out on opportunity every single day. Mistake number 3, and this is where most people go wrong, they actually assume that if someone is interested, they're going to message me, but obviously they're not going to. They actually need a nudge or some form of encouragement to get onto a call with you. And the truth of the matter is that your warmest leads are watching you, taking note of what you do, and they are potentially interested in working with you. But if you do not have the strategy and the framework in place to get them off the sidelines and off just watching you, then that's what they're going to continue to do forever. They are going to be stuck on the sidelines and they are not going to become clients of yours. How do you actually fix this? I've addressed the problems, now let's fix them. I'm going to break it down for you. Now, high-level coaches, they use this one step to turn attention into profit. I can't fully explain this in a 10-minute video. Obviously I go over it in detail in my course, but I'm just going to give you a quick rundown so you can have an understanding and have some actionable steps to take away from today's video and plug into your own business. Now, step number one to turn the attention that you get into cash is to identify your warmest leads first. Now, the followers that are most likely to book a call with you aren't who they think you are. Step number two is to start conversations the right way. If you open a conversation the wrong way and with a script, then you are going to get ignored and ghosted. And the reason that this is going to happen is because you are going to trigger sales resistance straight away, and that person is going to be immediately turned off. So obviously you need a proven message structure that will not trigger sales resistance, open up the conversation in the correct way, and get that person one step closer to booking a sales call. Step number three, obviously, is to move the conversation towards a sales call instead of taking it further away from it. And the biggest mistake that people make when booking a sales call is that they either transition to the call too soon and put the prospect off, or they leave it drag out too long and the prospect will naturally lose interest in the conversation and the prospect of jumping on a call. If you say it too late, you also lose the emotions that come up in the conversation, which doesn't make that prospect as eager to book a sales call as they were 4 messages ago. And there is a specific moment in the conversation that you should offer a call. And when you make it at the right time, booking the call just seems effortless. And ultimately, it's not about sending 10 messages then booking a call. You want to book a call when it feels right because you have discovered enough information. And it's not about sending more messages, it's actually about digging deep enough in that conversation to warrant a sales call. Now, there is one final mistake that kills people's ability to turn followers into sales, and that is not having a proven messaging structure and framework in place. If you don't have a structure or a framework in place, you are essentially guessing your way and hoping your way to a sales call. And in my opinion, that is the biggest mistake of all, because you are leaving it down to chance. Now, me personally, I would not leave the growth of my business and the growth of my bank account down to chance. I would want a system, a structure, and a framework to know how to turn people from attention to paying clients. Now that you know why your followers are not booking sales calls, you probably need to know the structure, the framework, and the messaging to turn them from a follower, from someone who liked your content, from someone who's in your audience, to an actual prospect that is qualified and is about to get onto a Zoom call with you. Now, obviously, if you're tired of growing your following but not growing the amount of money in your bank account, and you actually want to have a system that does all of the above for you, then that's obviously something that I teach inside my Sales Academy. If you want more information, if you want to book a call with me, just click the first link or the second link down below in the description. If you don't want to, then that's all good. I hope you found this valuable, and I'll catch you next time.